trans eccentric radical feminist.
Are you a TERF?
I'm a turf.
Wow.
Would you like me to move somewhere else? I will.
No, actually, you should tell me about being a TERF.
You're a boy, right? Don't fuck with me, because honestly, I did hard.
I'd like to see you try.
Well then, don't judge me for being a turf. I get to be who I want to be, you get to
Lilly Tino has built an entire career solely based on outrage and on creating content that always looks to provoke serious emotions from the people around him.
Thank you. Can you call me sir? I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Call me sir.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
Just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that.
And like you can guess, it doesn't always end up well for her.
Hi,
How's
I
it
know
going?
you wanted to sit at this table, but we have reservations, so
Oh.
I'm going to have to move you to a smaller table.
Okay.
Are you having lunch with us today? Okay. So I can move you over here, then the server will get you started in a few minutes.
Okay, are all of these taken?
Yeah, the bigger tables have to be open because we have a lot of reservations today.
Okay,
so I can
what
put you
time-
in a smaller table. They're all different times, so we're about to set up this section for a party that's coming in.
Oh, okay.
So
What
you wanna
time
sit-
do you think they'll come in? Just because it'll probably be pretty loud, I would imagine, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I just don't want to set up at a table if it's going to get loud in like 30 minutes. Maybe it'd
It'll
be...
be loud everywhere in the cafe.
Okay.
Yeah. But so, would you like to still sit and eat? Because I can move you over here.
Just so I know, like, when do you think like this will be popping, I guess? Because it's like
We are
empty
about
now,
to hit
so...
our lunch rush right now. And
Okay.
We have a lot of reservation. It's the holiday. People are on break, so we expect to be busy all day.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can move you over here. It's probably going to be the quietest right now. But
Okay. I think I'll probably just leave.
Okay.
It's completely empty in here, by the way. Like, completely empty. Someone sat me here and I was like, can I take the bigger table? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure she just kicked me out because she didn't like me or something. Lots of reservations, they say. Lots of reservations. When are the reservations? Oh, I don't know when the reservations are, but you can't be here, basically. Do you want to move to like a small table that is bad lighting? And even though we already told you could sit at this table.
Lilly Tino, who was once seen as a fresh face on TikTok, a trans woman documenting her journey, sharing food reviews, and even handing out generous tips to waiters. For a while, people called her uplifting, even inspiring.
Hi, my name is Nick.
The internet's love affair with Lilly didn't last. What started with wholesome content slowly turned into something darker, when she now leaned heavily into conflict.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
She started recording staged-looking encounters where strangers misgendered her, then blasting them to millions of viewers.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
At first it worked, outrage always gets clicks, but it soon became her entire content style and the cracks started to show.
Okay. The sweet water starts at
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Not.
I mean,
not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens. I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir, you know? Thank you. Did you call me sir? I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh.
Fans noticed the edits, the cuts, and the pauses in her videos. They questioned if the haters were just friends playing along. Others just pointed out how often the targets were underpaid restaurant workers, people with accents, people just trying to get through their shift that pays barely enough and still had to deal with Lilly reporting them to the manager. Let me record and get some views for getting misgendered. Why speak with a manager and make people feel even more guilty for misgendering you? It's going to happen, get over it. Which she has done more than a few times.
Yeah.
The sweet water starts at,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
not,
I mean,
not,
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
it's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens.
Sorry about that.
I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir.
What once felt like activism started looking like harassment, but Lilly didn't stop there. She took it as far as Disneyland, where she filmed herself talking about sex reassignment surgery, using corn dogs and other park confectionaries to physically describe the procedure in a place filled with children.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear, we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed.
As if that wasn't enough, she also posed for selfies inside all of the women's restrooms along with strangers, some of which were kids, and they were all caught in the background. Overnight, the quirky TikTok creator became the center of lawsuits, petitions, and a state investigation. While it looked like her world had suddenly come down crashing, then came the final blow. Fans started to dig up old posts, and among their findings were a photo of Lilly in a Nutella blackface, a story she had written when she was younger, herself and another child at 3 years old, and a bunch of other questionable posts. For many, that crossed a line that couldn't be undone. The same internet that once praised her turned vicious. Even the trans community, who had defended her before, condemned her as harmful and dangerous. Petitions to ban her from TikTok gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures. Parents filed lawsuits, and political office holders demanded jail time for her actions. Lilly Tino's rise was fast as she achieved virality quickly, but her fall was even faster. And her story isn't just about one influencer's collapse. It's a warning about what happens when someone builds a platform on provocation, doubles down when the backlash comes, and ends up consumed by the very outrage they created. But before the fame and controversies, before the lawsuits, before the petitions, there was just a kid growing up in Georgia, a kid that was flamboyant, awkward, and also desperate to be seen. Lilly Tino, born in Atlanta, never fit easily into the world around her. As a child, she was bigger than her peers, both in weight and in personality. Teachers and classmates often described her as expressive, flamboyant, even dramatic. But those traits that made her unique also made her a target. In middle school and high school, the teasing never let up. She tells that she was mocked for being overweight, called names for moving and speaking in ways her classmates decided were too feminine. It wasn't just occasional bullying, no. It was constant, the kind that seeps into one's sense of self and leaves scars that aren't visible on the outside. At home and in her private life, she found refuge in the internet. Online spaces became a second home, one where she could control her presentation in a way she never could in real life. She spent hours on gaming forums, chat rooms, and video platforms, trying on different personas like costumes. Sometimes she blended in, other times she deliberately stirred the pot just to make sure people noticed her. Even then, before she had an audience, she craved visibility. She didn't just want to exist and stay in oblivion. As she moved into her late teens and early 20s, she wrestled with something deeper, the mismatch between how the world saw her and how she saw herself. She began researching gender identity, scrolling through stories of transition, wondering if that could be her way out of the box she had been shoved into her whole life. In 2021, she stopped wondering and started acting. She began hormone therapy, first with spironolactone to block testosterone, then progesterone, and eventually estrogen. For Lilly, every prescription bottle was a turning point and was not just a chemical change, but a step into a new life. She changed her name from Nicholas Contino to Lilly Contino, and she began presenting herself as a woman in public. And and, most importantly, she didn't keep this process private. From the very beginning, she recorded it. She put it online on TikTok for strangers to witness. Her tagline was a trans girl on a mission, and sooner than later it became both a personal mantra and a marketing slogan for her. But Lilly Tino wasn't always a controversial name in online spaces, no. In fact, her first steps into content creation looked almost ordinary. Some would say that even forgettable. She grew up like many others in small-town America, and lived a life that from the outside didn't look destined for internet fame. No one could have expected that she would go on to become a viral internet personality. Her early online footprint wasn't polished or carefully branded. Instead, she posted small, casual clips that captured the everyday grind. At the start of it all, her following was modest. It was built around diary-style TikToks that gave viewers a peek into her life and also her transition process. Sometimes she would use whatever was available to her to demonstrate as she described some of the surgical procedures she planned to undergo. The videos weren't glamorous, but that was exactly the point, and the main reason why people connected with her. Also in Lilly's content, countless service workers were also able to now see their own frustrations mirrored back at them for the first time. In this pre-fame era, Lilly's appeal was her relatability. She wasn't pushing boundaries or chasing controversy. She was just another worker documenting her reality, and TikTok rewarded her for it as those early clips set the foundation for what would come next. One of the important lessons for Lilly at this stage was an understanding that vulnerability and rawness could attract attention, but soon she would realize that she could do so too with intensity and provocation. After her first viral video in which she had a little altercation and with a man in the background at a restaurant and caught it all on camera, it was here that Lilly began to realize the internet paid more attention, when she wasn't just relatable, but when she pushed further, saying the things that people either secretly agreed with or loudly hated. And slowly, those tired Cheesecake Factory rants would evolve into something sharper, something louder. What began as content rooted in service worker exhaustion would morph into the strategy that defined her rise and ultimately her downfall. These early videos showed a Lilly who was still figuring things out. Sometimes she was confident, sometimes fragile, trying on makeup, experimenting with clothes, and sharing milestones that were deeply personal. The internet responded. Some comments were cruel, but many were encouraging. People called her brave. They told her she was an inspiration. I don't think people realize that some LGBTs reject themselves first, fight the feelings before they can accept themselves. For someone who had spent her entire childhood being ridiculed, that support meant everything. It was the validation that she never had and has never known. And it wasn't just about being accepted, it was more about being seen for her. To Lilly, the difference between invisibility and visibility was the difference between pain and purpose. Over time, those small bursts of recognition grew into something bigger. She moved from experimenting with identity to experimenting with content. She started doing restaurant reviews, where she would live stream her experience at a new restaurant.
I'm a transgender food critic in San Francisco, and today we went to Credo. I ordered a Diet Coke to start, and they put a lime on there without me having to ask, which was actually really nice and set a good tone for the meal. They started by bringing out free bread with this incredible whipped butter.
Clips of her handing out huge tips to waiters made rounds on TikTok, and people got talking about her. And she watched as her following grew, and with it, her confidence.
Audience decided to start a tip contest
Okay.
for you.
What? Okay.
And we've got a lot of money.
Wait, are you crazy?
No,
For real?
for real.
Oh my god.
I do want to see, I'm going to write down the number. And
Yes.
because I want that, is it okay if
Oh,
they
of
see?
course. Oh my god.
I want
know.
to show you, this is how much money that people have just sent me in the past few minutes.
Are you joking? Thank you.
For the first time in her life, she wasn't the odd one out in the back of the classroom. She was the center of attention. She was the one everyone was talking about. But there was another side to it too. Even in those early days, the line between authenticity and performance was blurry to Lilly. She used what she had learned from years of being chronically online to push her content along just enough so she could get a reaction. And that was her strategy on how she got millions of people reacting to her videos. For Lilly, the internet wasn't just a place to share her transition. It was a stage, and she had no intention of stepping off it. Every creator has that one video that changes everything. For Lilly Tino, it wasn't a makeup tutorial or a restaurant review. It was a confrontation, as we mentioned earlier. But let's take a moment and recap the origin of Lilly's short-lived fame. The scene was Lilly filming herself in the restaurant when a stranger begins arguing with her, loudly calling her a man.
You know I'm a TERF, right? Trans, eccentric, radical feminist.
Are you a TERF?
I'm a TERF.
Wow.
Would you like me to move somewhere else? I go.
No, actually, you should tell me about being a TERF.
You're a boy, right? Because honestly, I did. I hit hard.
I'd like to see you try.
Well then, don't judge me for being a jerk. I get to be who I want to be, you get to be who you want to be, right?
On camera, Lilly stayed calm. She didn't yell back, she didn't lash out. She tried to explain and even reason with the stranger, but whoever it was, they weren't having it. So Lilly, now out of options, simply recorded the exchange, posted it online, and let the internet do the rest.
If that's what you want, to be who you want to be, then I get to be who I want to be.
Which is,
I'm not a witch.
you're not a witch.
You know what? Take your stupid dog, eat your food, and get the out of my life, okay?
This is a first.
Because otherwise I have to label you a white racist.
I see.
For a 70-year-old minority woman, you're a racist. You want your rights, I want mine too.
Excuse me. Could you grab the manager, please?
I am so terribly sorry. I will definitely be escalating on how I'm trying to get information. I do apologize about that treatment. I do.
And the internet did what it always does. The clip spread like wildfire. TikTok stitched it, Twitter reposted it, comment sections lit up. Supporters praised Lilly for her composure, for standing tall in the face of hate. The video made her look like a victim of casual transphobia who had handled the situation with grace. I'm so sorry, you are so full of grace in this moment. I'm so sorry you dealt with that. Overnight, her following skyrocketed, running into hundreds of thousands. But not everyone was convinced. Sharp-eyed viewers began dissecting the footage. The cuts in video looked suspicious. The woman's voice, her reactions, even the way the argument unfolded. Some said it felt quite unnatural and scripted. How did this start? I'm so confused how the turf started up in your business? Rumors spread that the angry stranger wasn't a stranger at all, but a friend or someone that was paid playing a part. I can almost guarantee you paid her to do this. Whether staged or not, the video left a mark. It put Lilly on the map, but it also planted the first seeds of doubt. Was she really the brave trans woman standing up to hate, or was she manufacturing drama to boost her fame? At first, the doubts didn't matter. The praise drowned them out. Major accounts reposted the clip, calling Lilly an icon. Her follower count surged. Brands began circling. For Lilly, this was validation on a scale she had never dreamed of. She had the attention, the sympathy, the spotlight. This was everything she'd chased since childhood. But attention is addictive. And for someone who had just tasted virality, one hit wasn't enough. The Cheesecake Factory moment taught Lilly a powerful lesson. Outrage sells. Conflict drives clicks. Victimhood plays well online. And if people doubted the authenticity, that only fed the algorithm more. So Lilly leaned into it. What began as one viral confrontation would become a formula. It was literally just a strategy for her to keep the numbers climbing. Every misgendering, every insult, every awkward moment became potential content.
10 out of 10, sir. I am exclusive.
Oh, would you like to show your faces?
Yes.
Okay.
How is it?
First off, you called me sir, right?
Oh, I meant to say man. That's my
Oh,
bad.
no.
What are
Oh,
your
okay.
pronouns?
No, okay.
What are your pronouns?
She, her.
She, her. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Never
What's
know.
your name?
I don't have a name. My name is.
There we go.
See you, sir.
Oh, wait, one more time? I didn't catch that. I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?" My girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am." And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, "No, I'm talking to him," pointing at me. Our jaws were on the floor, and we decided to leave because it was just a bad vibe.
The Cheesecake Factory video wasn't just her breakout, it was the blueprint for everything that came after. After the Cheesecake Factory clip, Lilly began changing her approach to content. What had once been mostly makeup tutorials and positive messaging slowly shifted into a different style. She realized that moments of confrontation, whether real or perceived, captured far more attention than anything else she had posted before. Her page started filling up with clips of everyday encounters where people misgendered her, treated her differently. Sometimes it was a cashier at a grocery store, sometimes a server at a fast food restaurant, other times it was a short exchange with someone in public. The situations varied, but the format stayed consistent. Lilly filming herself, highlighting the moment she was addressed incorrectly, and then sharing it with her followers.
Me and my girlfriend were going to a wine castle, and we sat down for our tasting. And at first they were just very rude and didn't really answer our questions, and we didn't really feel welcome. Our server said, "Yes, sir," when I was asking some questions, and I said, "Oh, no, I'm actually not a sir." And instead of apologizing, or I don't know what else you would do other than apologize, they just walked away, did not not acknowledge what I said, just walked away. We saw the server like whispering to a manager, and a few minutes later, the manager came over and, really big smile, not acknowledging at all that the misgender had happened. And I say, hey, look, the last person, they misgendered me and that really hurt. And they just walked away. And the manager said, oh, well, some people just aren't as progressive as you. And then they gave us a nice little chocolate that suggested they wanted our money, but didn't want to say sorry. So we left and got a full refund. It's one thing to get misgendered and then get an apology, but it's another thing to get misgendered and then be told that it's okay and not to worry about it, and here's a chocolate.
The audience response followed a clear pattern too. Many of her supporters saw that the clips as educational, showing the small but constant challenges that trans women face. They praised her for calling it out and used her videos to spark conversations about respect, pronouns, and trans rights. I'm sorry, Mom. You're the strongest woman in the world. I really don't know why people are so rude. You deserve much better love, you and your videos, but not everyone saw it that way. A growing number of viewers began to feel that the clips were more manufactured than authentic. Some accused her of deliberately provoking people, or even staging interactions with friends or relatives to make the conflicts seem real. A commenter who claimed to work in hospitality gave what most deemed a fair review when she said, I'm sorry you get misgendered. While working in hospitality, I followed a training in order to avoid situations like that. Though I've watched some of your clips, and it comes across as if you seem to be constantly looking for attention in a negative way. You do not appear to be genuine. I feel that is too bad. With a bit more kindness and understanding, you could do so more. The idea that Lilly was exploiting strangers who were often low-wage workers who had no idea they were being recorded for millions online. And that became the theme of the common critique. The entitlement is kind of disgusting. Bro, you will learn that not everyone will play along with a forced delusional narrative. I recommend you man up and move on. Despite the pushback, the numbers told their own story. Each new clip drew views. Each new controversy gained traction. Lilly's name stayed in circulation, and her following kept climbing. For Lilly, the pattern became clear. Doing regular makeup content and lifestyle posts could keep her baseline audience engaged, but the confrontational videos were the ones that broke through.
Did you call me sir? Hey, I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir.
What?
Called me sir.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just like, it kind of just hurts a lot to get called sir.
Oh, sorry about that.
This was the beginning of what many call her rage bait era, a period where confrontation wasn't just part of her content, it was her content. Over time, though, the routine started to wear thin. People who once defended her began to question her intentions. Others who had only recently discovered her content quickly dismissed it as exploitative or repetitive even by members of the LGBTQ community. As a gay guy, this freak show is an uneducated moron, his voice proves, and he hasn't had bottom surgery. Still, he is a fraud and the ugliest man I have. But for Lilly, the attention, whether positive or negative, kept her relevant, and in the social media ecosystem, relevance was everything. The rage bait era made Lilly a recognizable figure, but it also marked the point where her audience became divided. On one hand, there were loyal supporters who saw her content as raising awareness, and on the other hand were critics who believed she was exploiting outrage for personal gain. One of the earliest clips after Cheesecake Factory came from a drive-thru. Lilly filmed herself ordering food, and when the employee addressed her as sir, she paused, repeated her order, and posted the interaction. The video quickly picked up traction. Supporters said it was another example of the everyday challenges trans women face, while critics argued the employee had simply made an honest mistake under pressure.
Sorry, this steak is quite bad. I'm sorry. Could I swap it out for the 3-cheese chicken penne?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I was gonna flag someone down. I'm so sorry. There was definitely a hair in this pasta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll just give it back, and I'll probably just. Yeah. It was like a black hair about this big.
Black hair?
Yeah.
Do you know what the hair is?
Huh?
Do you know what the hair is?
Do I need to show you the hair?
Well, I need some proof, you know. So you say it was a hair on the passenger.
It was probably like a black hair about that big. Yeah.
Alright, give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Not long after, there was the clip at another restaurant. This one had a nice outdoor setting, and Lilly was seated at a table when a lady walked up to her and asked her if she was live streaming. Lilly confirmed that she was, and the lady again asked her if she was telling people to come eat there for free. Lilly looked startled as she did no such thing, but then she tried to explain to the lady that those calls she received were from internet trolls that were trying to get her kicked out. This was enough, and the lady walked away initially, only to return 10 minutes later to inform Lilly that more people were calling in now. Lilly kept the camera on herself, and you could see she was visibly frustrated as she suggested to the lady that she could leave the restaurant if she'd like. But the lady kept it polite and said she was just confused about it all.
Could I do the... Oh, ignore it.
They say that recording it, you tell a people.
No. It's not true.
Okay. So many people calling me already.
I'm so sorry.
They calling me because they say they can come here and can order like free food.
They're saying that I'm saying that you can come here and order free food.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah. So can you tell with them like
In
my restaurant we just open for customers.
Oh, I trust me, I understand. I never said that there's any free food. Those are internet trolls.
Yeah.
But if you'd like, I'm happy to get the check now and leave so that I can be out of your
I
hair.
understand. But because they just calling me say because why you keep saying like that, blah blah blah. I say I don't know.
The clip circulated widely, sparking debates in the comments about whether Lilly should be blamed or if the trolls had put her in an unfair situation. One fan wrote, "I'm no fan of her, but she was really handling this situation with dignity and the most respect for the restaurant." Another pointed out no matter what people felt about Lilly, the owner of the restaurant didn't deserve that, as all they were able to do was disrupt her business for the day. And others echoed that take. To be fair, the people harassing a restaurant over a person they don't like is ridiculous. No restaurant owner deserves that or has time for that. Not everyone sympathized with Lilly. Others solely focused on the fact that after she said that she wanted to leave a big tip for the restaurant, she now asked her viewers and fans to contribute to the tip. And another comment suggested that she hid the locations that she was eating at. All this became almost a routine for Lilly for most of her subsequent posts. Another viral moment came at a grocery checkout line. The cashier, clearly flustered with a long line of customers, misgendered Lilly while bagging items. Lilly posted the footage with the caption about how exhausting it is to be disrespected in daily life. Again, it went viral. The pattern repeated. Her audience split between people expressing sympathy and people accusing her of blowing minor mistakes out of proportion. Over time, the confrontation seemed to escalate. In the initial Cheesecake Factory video, Lilly remained calm, but in her later posts, she would often be seen raising her voice or pushing back more aggressively at these waiters and regularly asking to speak to the manager. The rage bait formula gave Lilly Tino her rise, but it also set the stage for her undoing. What had once been seen as awareness-raising content slowly came to be viewed as manipulative, exploitative, and even dangerous. The first major cracks appeared with her bathroom content. Lilly began taking mirror selfies and short clips inside women's restrooms at places like Disney World. In these videos, other women and children could be seen in the background, people who had never consented to being filmed, much less broadcast to millions online. Soon reports surfaced that several women who appeared in Lilly's background shots were considering legal action. Florida law is explicit about prohibiting unauthorized photography in spaces where people expect privacy, and bathrooms fall squarely into that category. The impact on her reputation was significant. Where Lilly had once been defended by much of the trans community, more and more voices turned against her. Activists accused her of doing lasting harm, feeding opponents of trans rights with material that painted trans women as deceptive or predatory. Even some of her early defenders admitted publicly that they could no longer support her. The pressure seemed to mount on Lilly herself. Though she continued posting through the backlash for a while, the tone of her content shifted, sometimes defensive, sometimes defiant, but rarely celebratory. In July 2025, she announced she was stepping away from TikTok, at least temporarily. Whether that decision was driven by legal concerns, mental strain, or simply the difficulty of sustaining her old formula, it marked the first major pause in a career built entirely on constant visibility. In the end, Lilly Tino's story became one for the books. The very tactics that once made her impossible to ignore ultimately made her reputation impossible to repair.